Ever felt like life was happening to you instead of because of you? Like no matter what you do, things seem stuck on repeat? Here's the truth most people don't realize. Every choice, every action, every intention creates the reality you experience. Nothing is random. Your success, your struggles, your wealth, your opportunities, it's all connected to the unseen force shaping your destiny. And guess what? You hold the pen. Think about it. The wealthiest, most prosperous people didn't just stumble into abundance, they made choices that aligned with it. The most spiritually fulfilled individuals didn't wait for enlightenment to knock on their door. They designed a life that attracted it. Meanwhile, those trapped in cycles of scarcity, frustration, or stagnation, they're often unknowingly reinforcing the very patterns holding them back. The key difference? Awareness. But here's where it gets really interesting. Karma isn't some mystical force outside of you, it's a system of cause and effect that you're constantly influencing. Your habits, mindset, and actions send ripples into the universe, shaping everything that comes back to you. The problem? Most people aren't even aware they're creating their own results. They react instead of choosing, and that's the fastest way to stay stuck. This is why understanding karma is like holding the blueprint to your future. It's not about luck. It's not about fate. It's about mastering the law of creation, the same law that has shaped the lives of the wealthiest, wisest, and most enlightened throughout history. Once you understand how your energy influences your reality, you can break free from limitations and step into a life of prosperity, purpose, and spiritual alignment. In this journey, we're diving deep. You'll uncover why your past actions have led you to this exact moment and how you can start rewriting your karmic path starting today. You'll learn how to clear negative cycles, attract abundance, and take full control of the energy shaping your destiny. By the end of this, you won't just understand karma, you'll use it to create the wealth, fulfillment, and spiritual clarity you've always wanted. So, are you ready to step into your power? To stop waiting for life to change and start commanding the reality you deserve? Then let's begin. Karma isn't some mystical force playing favorites, it's simply the law of cause and effect in action. Every thought, action, and intention plants a seed, and sooner or later, that seed will sprout. It's like tossing a pebble into a pond. The ripples expand whether you notice them or not. The real question isn't if karma is working, but how it's shaping your reality. Look around. Your current life is a reflection of past choices, and your future is being written by the decisions you make today. Think of karma like a bank account for your energy. Every kind action, every honest effort, every moment of gratitude adds to your balance. But negativity? That's a withdrawal. Some people wonder why prosperity flows effortlessly for others while they struggle. Well, check the deposits they've been making. Wealth, abundance, and spiritual fulfillment come naturally when good karma stacks up. It's not luck. It's a result of consistent, intentional actions aligned with high vibrations. Ever noticed how some people seem to attract success like a magnet? That's not random. Their karma is working for them, not against them. A person who lifts others up, operates with integrity, and takes decisive action isn't waiting for a miracle, they become the miracle. Buddhists understand this deeply. Buddha himself taught that our past doesn't define us, but our present actions do. If karma determines results, then every moment is an opportunity to shift the course of your life. Now, the tricky part, karma isn't always instant. That's where most people get stuck. They expect immediate rewards for a good deed or instant payback for a bad one. But karma moves like a delayed reaction, much like planting a tree. You don't get fruit overnight. Some results show up quickly, others take years, even lifetimes. The lesson? Keep sowing good seeds without obsessing over when they'll grow. They will, that's universal law. Karma doesn't just track what you do, it tracks why you do it. Two people could donate money, one out of genuine generosity, the other for praise. The actions look identical, but karma isn't fooled. The energy behind your choices determines the ripple effect. This is why shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset is crucial. Are your actions driven by fear or love, desperation or faith? That's what truly shapes your future. You might wonder, what about those who do wrong and seem to thrive? But watch closely. That success often comes with an expiration date. Karma's precision ensures that deception, greed, or harm will eventually circle back. It might not be obvious at first, but no one escapes the energetic balance of the universe. Real prosperity isn't just material, it's the peace of knowing your wealth is built on integrity, not exploitation. So, what does all this mean for you? Simply treat karma like your most valuable investment. Every decision, big or small, shapes what comes next. Your thoughts sculpt your reality, your words send out vibrations, and your actions carve your destiny. And here's where personal responsibility enters the picture. Because knowing karma is at play means you hold the power to change everything. If karma is the law of cause and effect, then personal responsibility is the steering wheel. No one is coming to save you, fix your mistakes, or hand you success on a silver platter. Every choice you make is either building your prosperity or setting up obstacles. The sooner you own this, the faster your life transforms. Look at the most successful, fulfilled people. They don't waste time blaming circumstances. They recognize that their mindset, decisions, and habits create their reality. Buddha taught that we are shaped by our thoughts. What we think, we become. That means no more excuses, no more pointing fingers. If your finances aren't where you want them to be, your relationships feel draining, or your spiritual life feels disconnected, the common denominator is you. Harsh? Maybe. Empowering? Absolutely. Because if you're responsible for your situation, that means you also have the power to change it starting right now. Think about someone who always plays the victim. They blame their boss, their past, their luck, everything except their own choices. What happens? They stay stuck. Meanwhile, another person in the same situation finds a way forward. They take ownership, seek solutions, and grow. One remains in scarcity, the other moves toward abundance. The difference isn't fate, it's responsibility. Which one are you choosing to be? Personal responsibility isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you allow. If you surround yourself with toxic people, accept less than you deserve, or settle for mediocrity, that's a choice. No one else is writing your story. If you want a different outcome, change the script, raise your standards, make decisions that align with wealth, prosperity, and inner peace. The moment you stop tolerating negativity, your life shifts. Here's a real-world example. Imagine two entrepreneurs start a business. One blames the market when sales drop, the other adapts, learns new strategies, and finds a way. Guess who thrives? Life isn't fair, it simply reflects what you put into it. The person who takes responsibility for their knowledge, discipline, and mindset always wins in the long run. You don't need a lucky break. You need relentless ownership of your actions. Some people resist this idea because it forces them to acknowledge their own role in their struggles. But here's the truth, that's where the power is. When you stop waiting for someone else to fix things, you become unstoppable. Spirituality isn't about waiting for the universe to reward you. It's about aligning yourself with the energy of abundance. Buddha didn't sit around hoping for enlightenment, that chose it, through action and discipline. So, where do you start? Simple. Audit your life. What are you unhappy with? Instead of complaining, ask, what am I doing to create this? And what can I do to change it? That shift alone is life-changing. And here's the kicker, karma is always watching, silently keeping score. Because whether you take responsibility or not, the consequences will come. Which brings us to our next crucial lesson. Karma doesn't miss a thing. It's like an invisible accountant, tracking every thought, action, and intention with precision. You may fool people, wear a mask, or hide your true motives, but karma, it sees right through you. It's not about punishment or reward, it's about balance. What you put out, you will get back. Maybe not today, Maybe not tomorrow, but eventually, the energy you send into the world finds its way home. Ever noticed how some people seem to get away with everything? The liars, manipulators, and cheaters who seem to thrive? Don't be fooled. Karma doesn't operate on human timelines. Just because the consequences aren't immediate doesn't mean they're not coming. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the roots forming underground, but one day the tree appears. Similarly, no good deed is wasted, and no harmful act goes unnoticed. There's a reason why spiritual traditions emphasize integrity. Buddha himself taught that our actions, no matter how small, shape our destiny. If you speak with kindness, help others without expecting anything in return, and act with honesty even when no one's watching, you create a force field of positive karma around you. But if you cut corners, deceive, or operate from greed, that energy lingers, waiting for the right moment to return. Consider a business person who builds wealth through deceit. To the outside world, they seem success for luxury, status, influence. But look deeper. Their relationships suffer. They're constantly anxious about being exposed. And deep down, they know their foundation is fragile. That's karma at work. Meanwhile, someone who builds prosperity with integrity may take longer to succeed, but their wealth is stable, fulfilling, and aligned with spiritual abundance. Karma also watches how you react to life. Ever held a grudge, only to find that negativity weighing you down more than the person who wronged you? That's because karma isn't just about external actions, it's about inner energy. Holding resentment, jealousy, or greed poisons your own path. On the flip side, choosing forgiveness, gratitude, and faith strengthens your alignment with prosperity. It's a quiet game, but the results are undeniable. Some people try to manipulate karma, doing good only when they expect something in return. But karma isn't a transaction, it's a reflection. If your kindness is strategic rather than sincere, the results will be shallow. True prosperity comes when good deeds flow naturally, without the need for validation. If you chase wealth for the sake of status, it will feel empty. But if you build it with purpose, it will nourish your soul as well as your bank account. So, what's the takeaway? Live as if karma is always watching, because it is. Not in a fearful way, but as a guiding principle. Every moment, every choice, every thought is creating your future reality. And that brings us to an even deeper truth. Not only does karma track your actions, but it also ensures you don't take on burdens that aren't yours to carry. Not all battles are yours to fight, and not all burdens are yours to carry. One of the biggest traps people fall into is taking on karma that doesn't belong to them. Whether it's fixing someone else's mistakes, rescuing those who refuse to change, or absorbing negativity that isn't theirs, this habit disrupts personal growth. Karma is a personal journey. Interfering with someone else's lessons doesn't help them, and it definitely doesn't help you. Think of it this way. If a caterpillar is struggling to break free from its cocoon, and you step in to help by cutting it open, you don't save it, you cripple it. It needed that struggle to strengthen its wings. The same applies to people. Some lessons must be learned firsthand. When you constantly shield someone from consequences, you're not being kind. You're delaying their growth and entangling yourself in karma that was never yours to begin with. Ever found yourself emotionally drained because you're always fixing other people's problems? That's a sign you're carrying energy that isn't yours. Some people create chaos and expect others to clean it up. But karma doesn't work that way. If someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions, the universe will eventually force them to. Your job isn't to protect them from that, it's to stay aligned with your own path. Buddhism teaches that every person is responsible for their own enlightenment. Even Buddha himself didn't force wisdom onto others, she shared it. But it was up to each person to apply it. That's the mindset to adopt. Offer guidance, support, and wisdom when asked. But don't insert yourself where you're not needed. Let people face their own karma. It's not cruelty, it's spiritual discipline. This also applies to guilt. Many people feel obligated to repay the karma of their ancestors, family, or past generations. While honoring your lineage is important, carrying their burdens won't change the past. Instead of drowning in inherited struggles, break the cycle. Build wealth, cultivate peace, and align with prosperity not as a repayment, but as proof that the chain of suffering can be broken. That's the highest form of healing. And let's not forget, some people want you to carry their karma. They manipulate, guilt trip, or make you feel responsible for their outcomes. Recognizing this is crucial. Ask yourself, is this truly my responsibility? Or am I just afraid of setting boundaries? Because the moment you stop taking on what's not yours, you free yourself to focus on what is your own growth, abundance, and spiritual journey. And that brings us to a key skill that makes all the difference: knowing how to set boundaries. Because without them, avoiding others' karma is nearly impossible. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They don't shut people out. They keep your energy, focus, and prosperity protected. Without them, you absorb everyone else's chaos, take on problems that aren't yours, and drain yourself in the process. The truth is, setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's spiritual hygiene. If you don't guard your energy, how can you align with abundance, wealth, and inner peace? You can't pour from an empty cup. Think of boundaries like the gates of a temple. Not everyone should have free access to your mind, time, or emotions. Buddha surrounded himself with wisdom seekers, not energy drainers. He understood that the people around you influence your spiritual path. If you constantly allow negativity, manipulation, or toxicity into your space, you're not being compassionate. You're being careless with your own karma. Protecting your peace is an act of wisdom. One of the biggest myths about boundaries is that they push people away. In reality, they clarify relationships. When you set clear limits in your time, money, energy, and emotional investment, you quickly see who respects you and who only valued your lack of boundaries. The people who resist your limits were the ones benefiting from your lack of them. Let that sink in. True connections thrive on mutual respect, not sacrifice. Here's a practical example. Imagine you have a friend who constantly complains but never takes action to improve their life. Every time you listen, you feel drained, yet they leave feeling lighter. That's not support, it's energetic imbalance. Setting a boundary might mean limiting how often you engage, redirecting the conversation, or even distancing yourself. You can offer wisdom, but you are not responsible for carrying their emotional baggage. Boundaries also apply to work and money. Many people struggle with saying no, afraid they'll miss opportunities or seem unhelpful. But the most successful individuals, spiritually and financially, guard their time fiercely. They don't let distractions, unnecessary obligations, or guilt-based commitments drain them. Every yes to something unaligned is a no to your own growth. Wealth, in every form, flows to those who create space for it. Of course, setting boundaries isn't always easy. Guilt, fear, and even past conditioning can make you hesitate. But ask yourself, what's the cost of not setting them? Burnout, resentment, exhaustion? True prosperity requires clarity. If something isn't elevating your energy, it's diminishing it. If a relationship, habit, or commitment doesn't align with your highest self, it's time to adjust or let it go. Mastering boundaries is life-changing. The moment you stop leaking energy into unworthy places, you create room for what truly matters: mindful living, inner peace, and karmic alignment. And that leads us to the next essential step: making every action intentional and aligned with higher wisdom. Life isn't happening to you, it's responding to you. Every thought, action, and intention sends a signal to the universe, shaping what comes next. That's why mindful living is so powerful. It's not just about being present, it's about being aware of how your energy influences your reality. If your mind is cluttered with negativity, distractions, or autopilot habits, how can you expect prosperity and peace to flow freely? Simple, you can't. Buddha taught that mindfulness isn't just meditation, it's a way of being. It's choosing to really taste your food instead of rushing through meals. It's listening with full attention instead of half hearing. It's speaking with kindness instead of reacting impulsively. Every moment is an opportunity to cultivate good karma, but most people let life blur past them. The secret? Start paying attention. What you focus on expands. Want a simple way to practice mindful living? Try this. Before making any decision, big or small, ask yourself, is this action aligned with the future I want to create? Whether it's spending money, reacting to a situation, or even choosing what content to consume, every choice adds up. Wealth, success, and inner peace aren't accidents, they're the result of consistent, mindful decisions over time. Nothing is random. Take finances, for example. Mindful wealth isn't about obsessing over money, it's about respecting it. Before buying something, pause. Are you spending out of impulse or intention? Is this purchase moving you toward financial abundance, or just filling a temporary void? This small habit alone can transform your financial karma. Money flows to those who handle it with care, just as peace flows to those who nurture their mind and spirit. Mindfulness also reshapes relationships. Ever been in a conversation where the other person is physically present but mentally elsewhere? Feels terrible, right? Now flip the script. Are you fully engaged in your connections? Or are you distracted, scrolling, or half listening? True prosperity isn't just wealth, it's rich, meaningful interactions. When you bring mindfulness into relationships, you deepen bonds, build trust, and create positive karmic energy. Of course, mindful living isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. No one is present 100% of the time. The key is catching yourself when you slip into autopilot and gently pulling your focus back. Over time, this rewires your brain, making presence your default state. And when you live with presence, opportunities, prosperity, and spiritual clarity naturally follow. It's a game changer. And here's the real kicker. When you start living mindfully, you don't just change your own life, you influence the world around you. Because every action, no matter how small, creates ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. Do you like it? Or would you like any adjustments before I move on to the next topic? Every action sends out waves, shaping realities in ways we rarely notice. A simple smile can brighten someone's entire day. A harsh word can linger in someone's mind for years. The energy we put into the world doesn't just disappear, it travels, influencing people, situations, and even our own future. This is the ripple effect of karma. What you put out, intentionally or not, eventually finds its way back to you. So, what kind of waves are you creating? Imagine a small pebble dropped into a still lake. The ripples spread far beyond where the stone landed. That's exactly how karma works. Your kindness today might inspire someone to help another person tomorrow. Your negativity might do the opposite. The problem is, most people don't think that far ahead. They react in the moment, unaware that every choice builds momentum either toward prosperity or struggle. The wise move with intention. Take wealth, for example. Some believe financial success is a solo journey, but that's never the case. The way you handle money, invest in others, and create value influences an entire web of people. A business owner who pays employees well creates a ripple of abundance. A person who constantly complains about never having enough spreads scarcity, not just in their own life, but to those who hear them. Energy multiplies. Even small daily habits create ripples. Think about a person who starts their morning with gratitude instead of stress. That shift in energy affects how they treat their family, how they interact at work, and how they show up in the world. Over time, this builds a reality shaped by positivity and opportunity. Now, flip that. Imagine someone starting each day with frustration. It sets off a chain reaction of resistance, struggle, and missed chances. The beauty of the ripple effect is that it's never too late to change the waves you're sending out. Made mistakes in the past? Welcome to being human. But instead of dwelling on past ripples, start creating new ones. Apologize when needed, shift your energy, and make intentional choices moving forward. The future isn't set, it's shaped by today's decisions. Prosperity, peace, and spiritual alignment are all within reach. And here's something powerful. The more conscious you are of your impact, the greater your influence becomes. Leaders, teachers, and those who uplift others don't just create ripples, they create tidal waves of change. The Buddha himself started as just one person, yet his wisdom transformed millions of lives. That's the potential we all have. Your actions don't just shape your destiny, they help shape the world. But what happens if past ripples weren't so positive? Is karma set in stone, or can it be rewritten? That brings us to an incredible truth. Negative karma isn't a life sentence. It can be transformed. Karma isn't punishment, it's feedback. It's the universe's way of nudging you toward growth, showing you the results of past actions. The good news? Negative karma isn't permanent. It's not some unchangeable fate carved in stone. Just like a river can change its course, so can you. Every new choice is an opportunity to rewrite your karmic story and shift your future toward abundance, prosperity, and spiritual alignment. Think of karma like a garden. If you've planted weeds in the past, bad habits, negative thoughts, harmful actions, you'll see them sprouting. But does that mean you're stuck with them forever? Not at all. You can pull the weeds, enrich the soil, and start planting something better. Small acts of kindness, generosity, and wisdom work like spiritual compost, transforming old mistakes into fertile ground for growth. One of the most powerful ways to shift karma is through self-awareness. Recognize patterns that keep repeating, whether in relationships, finances, or personal struggles. These are karmic loops, signaling where change is needed. If money always slips through your fingers, if toxic relationships seem to follow you, if opportunities always seem just out of reach, pause. What habits, beliefs, or past actions created this cycle? Awareness is the first step to change. Then comes action. Want to clear financial karma? Start handling money with respect. Save, invest, give generously. Want to heal relationship karma? Apologize where necessary, forgive when possible, and set better boundaries moving forward. Karma responds to energy shifts, not just intentions. It's not about wanting to change, it's about proving through action that you have changed. That's when the universe takes notice. Another underestimated tool for karmic transformation: service. When you shift focus from self-interest to contribution, the energy of your karma shifts too. Acts of kindness, mentoring someone, helping a stranger, giving without expecting, send out waves of positive energy that neutralize old missteps. Think of it like paying off an old debt by depositing good into the universal bank. Give more than you take, and you realign with abundance. Of course, patience is key. Karma doesn't flip overnight, just like a tree doesn't grow in a day. But here's the secret. The moment you commit to change, the energy around you starts shifting. You'll notice opportunities appearing, old burdens feeling lighter, synchronicities leading you forward. That's proof you're on the right path. The universe always responds to those who take responsibility for their journey. And once you grasp this, the next revelation is even more mind-blowing. Karma isn't just personal. Every choice you make, every action you take, doesn't just shape your destiny, it ripples out, affecting the world around you. That's the real power of interconnected karma. Karma isn't a solo act, it's a symphony. Every choice you make sends out waves that don't just shape your own life, but influence countless others. Imagine a spider's web tug one strand, and the entire structure shifts. That's how karma works. Your thoughts, words, and actions don't just echo back to you. They create ripples that touch people you may never even meet. Prosperity, abundance, and spiritual growth aren't isolated, they're part of a greater, interconnected flow. Consider wealth. Someone who builds an ethical business doesn't just gain financial success. They create jobs, inspire others, and inject prosperity into their community. On the flip side, Someone who hoards wealth without giving back creates stagnation. Money, like energy, needs movement. The most prosperous people understand that generosity fuels abundance, not just for them, but for everyone connected to them. Wealth expands when shared. This applies to emotions too. Ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift? That's karma in action. Your mood, attitude, and presence affect others more than you realize. A single act of kindness, a compliment, a helping hand, a moment of patience can set off a chain reaction, uplifting countless lives. Likewise, negativity spreads just as fast. Your personal energy isn't just your sits part of the larger vibrational field of the world. Even in spirituality, the interconnectedness of karma is evident. Buddhist teachings emphasize that enlightenment isn't about escaping the world, it's about elevating it. Every step you take toward wisdom, mindfulness, and self-awareness contributes to collective awakening. Think about Buddha himself. One man's journey created a movement that still transforms lives today. That's proof of how one person's karma can shape humanity's path. And then there's family karma, the habits, beliefs, and patterns passed down through generations. Ever notice how certain struggles repeat in families? Poverty, unhealthy relationships, fear-based thinking. That's inherited karma in motion. But here's the empowering part. Just as it's passed down, it can be broken. The moment one person in a lineage chooses differently, they don't just heal themselves, they heal past and future generations. That's legacy-level transformation. Understanding interconnected karma means recognizing that your personal growth isn't just about you. When you step into abundance, you inspire others to do the same. When you choose integrity, you make it easier for others to follow that path. Your life is a thread in the grand tapestry of existence, and every action either strengthens or weakens the weave. The question is, what kind of mark will you leave? And that brings us to the final, most important realization. If karma is shaped by actions, and actions shape destiny, then that means you are the architect of your fate. Which leads us to a life-changing question. How can you actively design a destiny of wealth, prosperity, and spiritual fulfillment? Let's dive into that next. You've just unlocked the secrets to shaping your own destiny. Every choice you make, every action you take, is a seed that determines what grows in your life. The good news? You are the gardener, and you hold the power to change the landscape of your future. So, let me ask you, what kind of seeds are you planting today? Are they the seeds of prosperity, kindness, and abundance? Or are they the seeds of scarcity, resentment, and stagnation? Take a moment to reflect. The path you walk doesn't just affect you, it impacts everyone around you. Your thoughts, words, and actions are like stones thrown into a vast ocean, creating ripples that stretch far beyond what you can see. So, what kind of impact do you want to leave? Every decision you make can send out waves that heal, uplift, and create lasting change. It's never too late to start. But here's the thing, knowledge without action is like a seed without soil. To truly transform your life, you must apply what you've learned. Start small. Choose one area, whether it's money, relationships, or spiritual practice, and commit to making intentional, mindful decisions every day. As you begin to shift your energy, the universe will respond in kind. The ripples you send out will return to you tenfold. And if you're feeling uncertain, remember, the universe supports those who take action. Start by setting boundaries, cultivating mindfulness, and embracing your personal responsibility. Trust that as you do, your karmic path will clear, and the prosperity you seek will find its way to you. So, what's your next move? Share your thoughts below. What steps will you take today to transform your karma and step into the life you were meant to lead? Don't forget to hit subscribe and activate notifications so you never miss another life-changing insight. Together, we'll keep building the path toward abundance, prosperity, and spiritual fulfillment. You're not alone in this journey.